What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Mustard, back with another video. We back with the horror games, and today I'm reviewing Still Wakes the Deep. Man, I actually thoroughly enjoyed this game. I'll say that. So, you playing as a guy named Cass, and you're pretty much on an ore rig, and you're pretty good, whatever. You end up getting fired by your a-hole boss, cause I ain't gonna get in trouble. I know YouTube today. Now y'all got me. Y'all catch me lacking. Anyways, so I don't want to say it's supernatural. It's more or less like, I guess I'll just say like more like an alien type, creature inhabits the rig necessarily. And before you get off, as y'all just see, I fall out, Cass falls off into the rig, into the water, and basically everyone thought you died and you didn't. And pretty much the whole time you're just trying to figure out why the creature is there and what is it doing to the people there. Because once the creature starts like putting, I guess I'll just say its tentacles or necessarily whatever it's trying to spread, it gets to your fellow coworkers that you're there with, and it makes them turn pretty much into monsters, go crazy, which that was the fun aspect of that. But I gotta give this game this. What I really enjoyed was they weren't like every other horror game. It wasn't like you see something scary and they're just like, oh, well, let's go check it out. No, they straight up was like, dude, I am not going into there. It's like, dude, why do I gotta do this? The main character had like so many funny moments. It's like, why do I gotta do this? Why am I gotta be the man to do this? So I was like, I think they absolutely nailed that. And at the same time, Cass is kind of going through his own problems because he did the rig necessarily because he's running from his own issues at home necessarily. He's got something going on. I think it sounded like more serious of like police involvement or whatever. I wasn't very sure, but like it did sound like he had some very difficult stuff going on at home. Also at the beginning of the game, his wife was also talking about divorce. And I ain't gonna lie, y'all, in these horror games, man, I swear to God, like the main character be getting taken L's, bro. Last horror video I did, the dude was about to just off himself. I'm like, bro, what is happening? Like, what be happening? Anyways, I think the game was pretty solid. It moved pretty well necessarily. They had, what y'all saying now, they had aspects where you had to like move and climb and go up the ladders and you had to jump around and stuff like that. And I thought the controls for this was actually very good. Sometimes I did have a little bit of issues with it where it wouldn't work necessarily or something like that, but for the most part it was done pretty well. When you encountered, now back to the monsters, because when you encountered them, of course you had to do the regular horror game stuff. You had to hide from them. They couldn't see you, and you could actually throw stuff, like wrenches or a cup or something like that around to, distract them. If they pretty much heard the noise, they'd go over there, and that's pretty much how you could, when you're hiding, you can move from one spot to the next to get to your destination. Other than that, this was pretty well. The only problem that I'll say that was really big for this game is, yes, it has the horror game aspect, but there wasn't much to try to scare you. I'll say that. Most horror games will try to go for a jump scare, or they'll have the enemy's just really scary. But knowing that it was just like, I guess, an alien type creature, it wasn't all that scary. And I guess that I'll give them the negative for that. But honestly, it didn't really bother me. It wasn't that bad. It was pretty great. I do like that they had the creature that they had in there and it was in the water, because it kind of plays off of us not knowing what's in our own waters, in Earth, because there's only so much, of water that we've actually explored. So that, that opened up my brain and possibilities and stuff for what could actually be out there. But Other than that, this game was pretty solid. It was pretty much about finding a way off this rig. Like, at first you tried to do the boats, that didn't work. Then, you tried to do the helicopter, that didn't work. So you pretty much had to restore power to the rig and stuff like that. And you pretty much had to find your whole way off this rig. Now, spoilers alert, I'll give the spoilers right now, the spoiler alert to, those who haven't played or whatever. But for those who have, y'all already know at the end of the game, you don't live, you die. You don't get off the rig. And at this point, I kind of knew you weren't. Like, you're in an oil rig away from, I don't know how many miles away you are from civilization, but there was just no freaking way you were gonna get off. You do stop the creature in the end, but you end up dying. And the stuff that you saw in the beginning, I don't know what I want to call it, the little rainbow stuff, and it goes back into your memories, and you see like all the good and bad times. Mostly bad. I ain't gonna say good. Mostly bad times that you had with your wife, all the arguments and stuff like that. You really wanted to make that promise. Cass wanted to make that promise to come back to her, definitely after all this happened, and kind of like fix the issues that he was having on his own. And, since you die in the end, you never really get the chance to. But I think the ending was kind of sad because your wife does write you another note, hopefully thinking that it'll make it to you, saying that she did want to not get the divorce and give you another chance. And, she was just very angry and upset. And I think that's what kind of made this story kind of sad, because like at the end, you work just to die. Like you literally just die. And it's just like, it's pretty crazy, but it was a very fun play. That's what I'll say. Like, even though the horror wasn't all there, it was a very fun play. So with my final verdict here, because I'm sorry, y'all, this is a very short one. This is gonna be a very short one for me. It was just fun. This was just very fun to play, and I think people should really give this one a chance. So for my final verdict, I have to give this one an 8 out of 10. It was done excellent, other than the horror part, y'all. But other than that, y'all, I thank y'all for watching, and until next time, I'm out.